Welcome to the Ouchcast. Another installment, another week. Good times all around. And with us today isn't Doyle, because Doyle's living it up in Missouri? Mississippi? Where in one of them southern states, right?
Me don't give a fuck.
I can't hear you at all,
Me
sir.
don't give a fuck, sorry.
Minnesota.
Why are you cussing? Knock it off.
Minnesota.
I want to make money someday.
It's Minnesota, don't
Minnesota,
you know?
don't you know?
Don't you know?
Yeah. So Doyle is still not joining us. You know what? I feel like we should do a countdown or we should keep a running tab every time we say it, and that way, by the time he maybe one day comes back on the show, we can be like,
It could be a drinking game.
well, there you go. Be like, this is the 5th installment of Ouchcast. And
Two shots.
Doyle's not here. Take 2 shots. But with us, once again, is our dear friend Roberto.
What's up? ¿Qué pasa?
It is Alonzo.
What's up, everybody? I'm back.
He's back joining us.
Yeah, maybe I can talk more this time. We'll see.
Well,
You
if
talked
we
about
can
it-
get Enrique to stop
If
talking.
Google Enrique will
You
stop
know what,
talking.
dude? You
Yeah.
need to knock it off.
It wasn't me who said it.
I said it.
You know
I
what?
said it.
I didn't say it, dude. I thought you were doing great. Okay.
You know what? You guys, man.
Oh, my God. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody.
That's some prime jackassery right there.
How's the new car, dude?
Oh, dude, man. You know, I am super excited. I am excited. Last week, literally, my 1999 Ford Escort, it took a dump. It just like started, I was driving here. Then all of a sudden I smell antifreeze. And I'm thinking, nah, it's not me. It's the car in front of me. And then I kept getting closer, and I see smoke. And they're like, oh, no, it's that van has smoke coming out of the muffler.
Oh, no.
Exactly. And then I arrive here, I park the car, and that's when the smoke just popped out of the hood. And
What
I'm
kind
like,
of car was it?
shit. A 1999 Ford Escort ZX2.
But those are meant to like last forever. So
Nah,
what
this
the fuck
one,
happened?
I don't know. This one just like, actually, it's the motor runs good. Everything's good. It's just the radiator hose, I guess. All the plastic is beginning to break off. Melt.
Plastic. There you are.
There it is. So
I
then-
had a Dodge Charger 98.
There.
I mean, not 98, 2008. Same shit.
Yep.
Every single time.
Yep. And I was just like, damn it. And that's, in a way, that's one reason why I didn't really talk much last week, because that was the one thing on my mind. How the heck am I going to get home? Damn, is there an auto parts around here? I got to fill that sucker up with antifreeze. I don't know.
So you were blaming Enrique for nothing, is what you're saying.
No. So then, literally,
Dick.
honestly, that is the reason why I was kind of like, I was ready, like, oh yeah, let's live it out, let's have fun. But that was the one thing, when something like that happens,
When something is
yeah,
on your mind.
and then I'm thinking, how am I going to get home? Like, I live like by Hollywood, dude. How the heck am I getting from here to
13 miles away,
Yeah,
yeah.
Can you imagine that? So I was like, just like whatever, Luckily that morning on Wednesday in the afternoon, early afternoon, I had made an appointment already to test drive the car that I got, and now I have a nice Mini Cooper. I joined the Mini Cooper clan, and I gotta say, it is fast.
Oh, it
than
is?
a motherfucker. Oh, sorry, Enrique. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. The word mother, it's a noun, guys. Right?
Whatever, motherfucker!
It's a noun. It describes a person, place,
Or a
thing. Like the great Bernie Mac said,
It's not just a noun. It's a versatile word. It's adjective. It's a pronoun. It's
I use it as a noun.
Next time on Motherfuckers.
like you can even use it to describe color for some weird reason. I don't know. That's a very big word.
That color is a motherfucker.
Yeah. What color is it?
Yeah, we're not getting paid for this episode.
Man.
We never will at this point. Why are you even like why?
I don't know. We'll put the uncensored version on Patreon. I'm just kidding.
Right, we're gonna do it in post too.
No, we're not going to post. No, I'm not going to post.
I got freaking half of the Mario Brothers across from me promising things.
It's me. Fuck you.
Oh my
There.
gosh.
Yikes.
But that is why I'm excited today, guys, because now I have a nice car.
Your
It's
son's with
fast.
us.
My son is with me. He's over there scrolling around this bookstore right now, and he's like,
He should have joined my son. He was here.
nah, he's a shy kid too.
He's shy?
Yeah.
Well, but he had 4 girls with him apparently. Right? 3 girls.
3 girls, man.
Earlier you said 4, but that's
No,
cool.
he said 4.
I said 4. I thought so. It was 3.
Yeah, it was. Fuck, I forgot the names already. Oh, yeah, Chloe, and Chris.
That's great.
Kristen?
1.5
Chloe,
girls
Tristan?
for each one.
Kristen. I know. No,
There you go.
Oh man.
no, I'm just kidding. No, they're just.
See, man, the kids are all right. You just gotta give them room to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All
man.
right, I'm bored.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to, Enrique?
Why are you asking me this question now? No, I'm not. You don't deserve my answer.
Oh my gosh, here we go again, now, dude.
Now, he's mad just because what we said about him talking too much and stuff. That's
No, I'm plotting my revenge as we
one of those
speak.
faces that are right there. You see them?
Oh,
Why are you asking? What?
what is this? Oh,
I just need one.
Enrique. Oh, there we go.
So wait a minute. Those are the faces of the nerds. That's
it's just
hilarious. No, they're
all Brian.
They're all Brian.
You know, I got to say, okay, fine. I'm the one that said it last week. Oh, the reason why I didn't talk a lot is because Enrique he's like I said, he reminds me of that bookworm from Wreck-It Ralph 2. I apologize, Enrique. You know, I got to admit, though, this guy knows his stuff.
He does.
Dude, you tell him about... I'm pretty sure, hey, tell me the history of Mini Coopers. He'll tell me.
I don't know anything about Mini Coopers.
He just has fast internet.
Let me type it up, Enrique.
You picked the topic of the one thing I don't know anything about.
You don't know anything about Mini Coopers, buddy.
I don't know anything about cars.
Dude, I've been YouTubing those videos, man, because I got to know how to maintain that car.
I'm keeping them. That's it. Every reaction.
There we go. You
Every
got to
reaction.
imitate that.
So I got
reaction.
This is me looking very pensive. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is me looking like really confused because I don't know anything about Mini Cooper, so I don't know where you guys got that idea. And then there's this one of me being like, "Hey, Angel, just touch my butt, knock it off."
Whoa.
All right.
That was one time and he said he would not say anything.
He said it.
Yeah.
He said it.
Here you go.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
this shtick is too funny.
That's all right.
It's too funny.
It is too funny.
So
You should do some cutouts of
Does
it,
your
Enrique.
wife like the car?
She rode with me for the first time today. We went and had a brunch, you know, and
Was she scared?
no, actually, she was the one that she is the daughter of a mechanic. So luckily, I took her with me when I went to get the car. And dude, I don't know, the guy turned on the car, he opened the hood, and my wife just looks at it, leans her head over to the the engine, and she's like, "That engine's good." So I'm like, all right, cool. She's a mechanic. She knows mostly everything about cars, but
Yeah, I
like,
know
she can
nothing
tell.
about cars. I just know how to put gas.
Yeah, there we go. Put the oil in there. I
don't even do that.
Check the dipstick. No, damn, dude.
I take a Jiffy Lube.
But I the thing about these Coopers, it gets me worried because apparently, yeah, it's just maintenance, dude. You just got to take care of it, you know, because it's owned by BMW.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maintenance
Well,
galore.
Beamers are a lot of maintenance.
Oh, I had a Beamer before. I had the wagon, and man, yeah, like it messed up on me the transmission. But I think I know why. The car was lower, so it was like dropped, and I was like driving it like crazy. We were running late for something, and I hit a speed bump. And I think it hit the floor and it hit the transmission and it bent it up. So it messed up the transmission. And then when I took it to get it fixed, it was fixed, but it messed up again. So I'm thinking they just installed the transmission. They didn't realize that maybe the
thing was bent.
The thing was bent, yeah, and they didn't realize that. And I think that's why it kept on messing up. I said, I'm not going to put money in that sucker again, you know.
Yeah,
so
I don't blame you. Enrique's about to pay off his car.
Nice. What kind of car you got, dude?
Paid off. It's done.
Oh,
I paid it off months ago.
What kind of car you got?
I have a CHR, but I mean I've had it since 2019. The thing's like old now, but I'm
No, that
not-
car's mint, dude. It's a nice car.
Yeah, I mean I like the car, but the thing is I'm never gonna buy another car again until it like dies.
Yeah,
I had my 4Runner
Yeah.
from it was a 1998 4Runner. I bought it in 2003. 2004, and I barely gave it up maybe like 6 years ago to my dad. I let him have it, and the thing still runs, by the way. Toyotas are made really well.
Toyotas are
No, the
made to
Toyotas are
last.
really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
My father-in-law told me that. It has to be an American car. Those are the good cars.
Somewhat.
Yeah, here I am buying a Mini Cooper, you know.
Unless you get a Cybertruck. Then you're fucking
Oh, the
stupid.
Cybertruck.
Those cars
man.
are so stupidly ugly. Why do people like that? They look nasty.
I
do.
liked the design. I did. I'm not gonna lie. It reminded me of Nintendo 64. I liked it, but like on like image, and then you see it in person, you're like, oh. And then you see all the problems where if you slam the door too hard,
You
the
crunch your fingers.
No, well that's one.
Wait a minute.
But
If you slam it too hard, what does it do to the tires?
it crunches your fingers. That's one thing it does because it doesn't. The latch does not sense you, so you could actually break your finger.
Yeah,
off of the thing.
some
Oh,
morons
wow.
They
do
try to
that.
fix it with an update, but it still does it. They've been doing it with carrots.
Carrots
They've been
again.
testing with carrots, but that's not the main issue. Okay,
Uh-oh.
there's a couple of issues with that car.
Wow.
One, owners are reporting break-ins into the car from raccoons.
Why are raccoons breaking into
the
them?
back, into the hatch in the back of the truck. Why? Because if you look at it closely, it kind of resembles a trash can, the big trash cans.
Oh shoot! It
So-
does.
Dumpsters, right?
So the raccoons think it's a trash can or a dumpster. So they actually try to break into the sliding plastic thing on top, so, there's
So
little,
they
like,
can get
things,
the
so they can
food.
get the food.
Where's the food?
2, the doors. The what do you? I'm terrible at car talk, so bear with me. But you know the inside,
with you.
the what's the interior of the door?
This hardly qualifies as car talk, just so you know, just barely.
Close
This is like
enough.
this is like women talking about cars, man. We're a bunch of old ladies talking about cars, so keep it going there.
The inside part of the door.
The interior of the door, the plastic, the finish, right? If you slam the door too hard, it breaks and it like gets stuck. So when you open the door again, it will tear off.
Oh.
And there's video after video after video, and it's not like a hard slam. It's not like if you're like, it's just a slam, and then you try to open the door, it actually gets stuck. So
that
breaks
plastic
off.
rivet that holds
Plastic
it.
rivet gets stuck.
Yeah.
It smashes and it gets stuck.
Oh, man.
And finally, you have a useless hitch on that car. They cannot do shit. When you try to pull anything, and they found out that the limit is 150 pounds. If you try to pull
That's
anything,
nothing.
That's nothing. If you try to pull anything, it will actually tear off the hitch with the whole framing, and you can see underneath it's just 2 plastic clips, and it's broken.
So literally, like the PS1 D-Res looking car, like is exactly
It's
that.
a PS shit. POS.
It doesn't like it's cheap is what it is. It's an expensively cheap car. That's you know, I don't know why people keep on giving Elon Musk money. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
you know, he's like a jackass. Like, I'm watching this show, by the way. What's it called? For All Mankind. I think it's on Apple Plus.
Yeah,
You heard of it,
You've
right?
been going to watch it on Apple Plus, huh?
I have. Now that I know that I have it, and I've
Watch
been
Severance.
That's next. I watched Time Bandits. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I watched Foundation. Now I started
Which I'm still not
watching.
watching.
Yeah, I started watching For All Mankind. Dude, that's a great show.
Yeah.
The whole premise is that instead of America winning the space race, Russia won because Alexei, I forget the guy's last name, he died.
The one that saved. What was his name? Yuri Geller? No.
I don't
Yuri Geller's
know.
a
Maybe.
psychic. But you know what I'm talking
When-
about? He saved. He traded places with him, and he actually burned a nuke. And
There you go. He
Yeah.
died. Well, he actually lived
in this
in this alternate universe show, and he ends up being the first man on the moon. So America gets all pissed off and then starts like precipitates like the events of the show. So the show time jumps over seasons. So right now they're in the 4th season, and I think there might be in modern times now. But it's
gotta
a
check
great
it out.
premise and everything. But you see, but when I look at that show and I think about like Elon Musk, who is like that, he's a
tool.
He's a tool. I appreciate though his whole efforts of trying to like advance technology. I just hate when he talks about societal issues. I don't think he gets it. I don't think he's in touch with people anymore. The shit that he says, and then these cars like that he's making, these like, man, they're just so bad.
He's all flash, dude. No delivery. He takes other people's ideas.
That car reminds me of the Simpsons episode when the brother let Homer design the car.
The Homer.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
And now introducing the Homer. Although as a father of 4, there's one feature on that car that I will always praise Homer Simpson, and that's the single bubbles for the children in the back.
Yeah.
Shut the up, man. I need that in real life.
Soundproof bubble,
Yep. Soundproof bubbles.
I'm ruined, and then you just hear Musk. I'm ruined.
He'll never say that.
He'll never say that. No, that fool's rich. Forget it for life.
He's a moron.
But hey, a rich moron.
Yeah, I mean most of them are.
Speaking by the way earlier of Jiffy Lube and oil.
Wait, what?
What?
I'm gonna segue into Puff Daddy because the dude's all lubed up. So I mean,
That actually is a really good segue. I'm sorry.
I was gonna do it earlier, but you started talking about cars. So I'm like, nah, I'll let him run with it. But when you were talking about Jiffy Lube, I'm thinking like, well, speaking of oil,
Speaking of oil,
Puff Daddy,
baby oil.
All right. So what's the?
no,
update
I mean,
on
I'm
that?
just, you know what? You guys were talking about like dude, rich people live on a different like planet, but
different
it's
spectrum, yeah.
interesting to see like how that's kind of, one part of it's crumbling right now around them.
Now-
Like, how long did McMahon get away with the shit he did? Excuse my language. And there I go. You see,
There
what
you
am I
go.
supposed to
See,
say?
and then he talks about
I
look at
Hey,
blame
you know
Robert.
what? I'm trying, man.
shit is a noun, guy.
I
I'm
blame-
trying.
I blame Robert.
I blame
Oh my
you. You
gosh.
were first, and then he was second.
I did
You
not say
basically said
anything.
it's okay
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
said it. Anyways, I'm there. That's the only
Let
one.
me pause you there. can you, for those people living under a rock or that don't have internet experience like Doyle, please explain what's going on?
Well, I mean, yeah,
please
for
do.
sure. I will get into details, but I'm just making a general statement first, and then I want your guys' opinion, and then we can get into a little bit of the history of it. But
All right.
just in general, like, rich people get away, like they're living in a different planet because for so long, like it almost seems like the rules don't apply to them, and honestly, let's be honest, they still don't. There's a lot of things that that the rich people can get away with if they have money. Like they alter the way they do, like the crime and punishment works against them, the way they interact with society, completely different level. Now,
Right.
the reason I'm bringing that up is because, like, with the new McMahon documentary, like, dude, there's like 30, 40 years of history of allegations, rape allegations, and only now everyone's acting like, it's surprise.
Something new.
Surprise.
Yeah.
What? Like, how can you be surprised about that?
Yeah, and so
Shitty guy.
just to get into a little bit of the history, because I really want to hear your guys' opinion, and I don't want to bog it down with the history, at least not initially. The thing about it is that McMahon was like credibly accused of rape in 1992 by a referee. I forget what her name was.
Yeah.
And she was raped in 1986. It was in a limo. She was fired. I mean, dude, it's all like the typical male masculinity perspective of the time. And, then suddenly she stopped talking about it, right? Now, chances are she was thrown some cash, right?
No. It's in the documentary.
Okay.
And the documentary, Vince McMahon actually sits down and talks about it.
Interesting.
And it just makes him see, and so does she. It's very terrible to watch because there was a lawsuit, charges were dropped because he did have a settlement with her, and he says that there was a settlement. I think it was like $12 million.
Only.
It was,
And in 1992, $12 million is a lot of money.
It was millions of dollars. And then on the interview, which makes you go like, he's like, I never did anything, but if I did, he said, the statute of limitations was out when she tried to sue me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why would you even
Diddy's
comment
using
that
the same
way?
thing. Diddy's using the same thing, right? There's another woman that did that, and he used that.
Yeah.
Same line.
The statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, if you're a douchebag, you're a douchebag. Just admit it, but don't be like, I didn't do it, but if I did. That's, dude, that's showing you that you're
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
that.
Exactly. No, man.
But anyway,
They seem
You
to
watch the documentary, and it's like, geez. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you already know that happened with McMahon, but seeing it with the actual people there talking about it and actually,
confessing.
ground
Well, they did
one,
the
yeah.
same thing with R. Kelly. Same thing with R. Kelly
which I've
documentary.
never seen. My wife saw it.
My
but I
wife
did
saw
not.
it too.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, all these women just come up and tell a story. And then what ended up happening? Yeah, he got.
Dude, come on. That video was leaked years ago. Like,
Oh, I yeah.
no pun intended.
No, yeah.
But it was
it
came
was
on
crazy.
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then that's when Chappelle even made the
yeah.
I'm gonna piss on you.
I'm gonna piss on you. That shit would not be made these days, man.
Oh no, none of that would be allowed
But
now, man.
there's so many now allegations. For Diddy, he's got at least one lawyer says he has, I think, 30 defendants, 30 victims.
He's done.
Another one who just came out who said that she not only got, abused,
Yeah.
but on top of that, she got pregnant and he forced her to get
That actually, yeah, that
an
recently
abortion.
came out.
That
Yeah,
came out
yeah,
yesterday or
yeah.
What else? What other ones are there?
The thing is that now
Oh, go ahead.
they're worried about the list. The list. The freak off list.
Yeah, what is that?
And dude, there's
what
just
is that list?
a bunch of
Not idea.
celebrities.
Well,
and
Trump was one of them.
singers. Trump is in there, man.
Yeah, Trump is in there.
Leonardo DiCaprio,
DiCaprio, hardcore in there.
Justin Bieber.
The Justin
Did you
Bieber
see
one,
that video?
Dude, did you see where he's like coming? Yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy. I was trying to find the video to show my wife. Enrique, for you that you don't know, there's a video that came out on Reddit somewhere where it's a clip. It's a really like fuzzy clip, but it looks like. So there's this guy recording himself, and then like it looks like it's a party, and then you see a kid like pop his head up from in between his legs.
No, at first, I don't know what artist it is. Meek. Oh man, some artist.
Meek Mill? I don't know.
I don't know. The thing is,
I don't know who it is. It's a known artist, but I don't know. I don't follow. them that
I don't
closely.
know. Yeah.
But this kid comes up, and it looks like a young Justin Bieber that was just basically giving him a "How's your father?"
What's a how's your father?
Oral copulation.
Yikes. Okay,
Yes.
why would you call it how's your father? That's what? Angel, bro, could you have just like said that instead? How was your father?
How about if I say cackle your Gladys? Better?
Yeah, giving pleasure.
Tickle your pickle?
There you go.
Soplando la sopa? I don't know. Like
Soplando la sopa.
Chupando popote. There we go. Okay, so that this guy,
rebanada de pitomate.
yeah,
There you go.
but that dude is like, yeah, it shows an artist. He's looking. Something's going on, and this shows an artist looking up.
Yeah.
And he's like pulling his pants up.
Yeah, that too.
And then you see in the bottom, you see like a white hoodie, someone wearing a white hoodie, and he puts up his head, and it's freaking Justin Bieber, and his lips are all wet.
yikes.
And they're all saying, "What the heck was going on?"
Yeah, which explains a lot of his trouble that he got into
and,
with drug use and all that
who
stuff.
knows? And it's like, whoa, because he even looked high. Just
Yeah,
like,
he looked high as
out of
fuck.
it, you know. And it was just like,
You heard it here
wow.
first. I'm just kidding.
I saw that on YouTube. Like,
I saw it on
there's a
Reddit.
lot of YouTube there, like artists were talking about that, and they're, did you see the video? Oh, the Justin Bieber video, and they put it, and I was like, nah, like,
Dude, I would give him mad props, mad respect if he actually came out and be like, yeah, that was me. Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, I was high.
I was high, and
I was
took
drugged.
advantage of me, and I've been living in hell ever since.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, okay, now I'm gonna be prepared.
Well, see, a lot of people are gonna be that way. All those celebrities, who knows what they're gonna say? What excuse do they have?
Hey, dude,
They're not gonna come if they deny it. It's gonna be worse for them.
there's
because-
another one too that I'm like, oh shit, Oprah, Diddy was always with Diddy on there, and Ellen DeGeneres. He was always on the show.
Wendy Williams. Did you hear about her?
I know that she was something with Wendy Williams, but
So, women, I have a question on that one. I'm sorry. But the thing about, so you're saying because he was on their shows that somehow like makes him complicit?
no, they had a lot of behind the scenes interactions and a lot of partying and stuff like that. They were part of the circles. What I'm saying,
Illuminati.
not Illuminati.
No. The thing is that, like, the Wendy Williams one is that she had video of Jay-Z and Puff Daddy having fun with another man, and she had the video, but she put a screenshot of it on her website or something, and she tried to prove, like, see, here it is, and she even turned in the video to the police, and they didn't say nothing. They did nothing. Why? Their excuse was, oh, the video's too blurry. You can't really make out their faces. And ever since, what a coincidence that Wendy Williams all of a sudden got canceled. No one really paid attention to her. She's now all sick and everything. Like, I don't know, someone dropped a little Kool-Aid, something, in her drink, and she's all whack now. But it's all that
That's
stuff.
a good conspiracy.
And it's just like, what the heck, no way, So then, like, now all these other celebrities, and I don't know if it's even true, like, that Leonardo DiCaprio fled the country because the FBI is looking for his ass, and
I don't know about that, but
but all these theories are coming out now, and it's like, is it true or is it false? Social media, dude, it just twists.
that's
everything.
the problem with social media.
Yeah,
it
it
always
just twists
twists the
everything.
truth so much on everything. So I'm not gonna until I hear something from the actual news.
So-
Sorry, Ray, but I listen to
Yeah.
my sources.
So then-
Ray got into me, another friend of the podcast, because he's a big conspiracy nut.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
believes
yeah.
Anything that is conspiracy, Illuminati, and all that crap.
Uh-huh.
And I tell him I cannot commit to something and say it unless it's reported by official
Yeah,
channels,
yeah.
or the police or whatever. Like
Well,
that.
Cat Williams, right? You see that interview?
Yeah,
He said it all.
he said it.
You sometimes got to say no to Puff Daddy.
Yeah,
And then not only that, but I don't know. The movie Major Payne. You guys seen Major Payne, right?
Major Payne, yeah.
Okay, so that girl, the character, the Fresh Prince Bel-Air, the chick, right?
Yeah.
She came in that movie, right? And there's another YouTube clip. The kid, the one who played the kid.
yeah.
I guess he's also like he's grown up now. I forget what the actor's name is, but he came out in other shows. I think what other shows? He came out in other shows, but he's grown up now.
Yeah.
And he said, like, he's like, yeah, the same thing. I was invited to the parties, and sometimes you got to say no because Puff Daddy likes him young. And he's like, damn. This guy went all out. And this was all before all this came out, and now it's coming out.
It was always rumored about him, though. Like, it was rumored about him murdering people. It was him having some dirty
he
stuff.
out Biggie because Biggie
Yeah.
was stealing from Puff Daddy, and I don't know, all this other stuff. Yeah, and
Yeah, so, I mean, I believe it, even though I got no proof.
But, and you're going to get a lot of stories, and that's really what they are. They're just, a lot of them are just stories. Because
I believe in Santa Claus.
everybody just, they all start connecting the dots because they were a part of a party or whatever. And honestly, like, I try not to listen to those. I mean, they're fun to listen to, but I don't necessarily think that that's kind of where the attention is going to be at. Like, you only have to look at the Rolling Stone expose of Puff Daddy to see, like, that there's...
Oh, I thought the band. I'm like, what?
There's, like, genuine allegations of, like, rape, of racketeering, of like money.
They're comparing it to the Epstein.
Well, it really is on par with it in the sense that he had people that he would pay in order to make things go away, right? He had people under retention, like multiple rape allegations. And it's insane. Like the sexual assault, drugging of this lady, a Florida model. I mean, and this is all like, this isn't hearsay. This is like genuine, like, honest to goodness reporting, like where they've done their homework, talked to like detectives. Bounding and raping a woman, selling assault film as a pornography is one of the lawsuits. There's another one where he's basically, indicted on sex trafficking, racketeering charges. That's like the most current thing now, right? And he said that he's not guilty. So he's going to get his day in court, but he's still not going to get out. Dude, it's just crazy. But I think the commonality between Puff Daddy and you guys mentioned Epstein and you guys mentioned Trump is they all have similar personality traits. They're guys who can lie to your face and believe the lie. Yeah. Right. That's a very important part, which it's like a psychosis thing, man. It's like one of those like there's this book that I've been reading called Rethinking the Narcissist. And the whole idea is that you usually have like two kind of polar opposite peoples that attract each other. You have somebody who's like what you call an echo, and then you have the person who is the more dominant personality. And oftentimes those people will echo them. And people like Puff Daddy, they're narcissists and they attract these echoes. And now throw in money, right, and power, and forget about it, man. These guys get away with everything, and they believe their shit. I'm gonna say it again. They believe their mess. They believe their what they do, and therefore they can go to court and say, "I didn't do it. I'm not guilty."
Well, it's because I think also they get surrounded by yes men, so that also feeds
people
into their thing, yeah.
People make them believe the reality that they create, and then Trump is an absolute like apex predator in that same vein. Like he has all the same the guy has like years of allegations, and there's tons of some of it is maybe circumstantial, like the proof where like the video proof of him with Epstein, and then he turns around and says, "I never met the guy."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, well, dude, there's like pictures and videos of you on his plane, you hanging out with him at parties in New York and also on the island. So come on.
Yeah, you're on the log over and over again.
Which, I mean, but, on that same vein, there's also,
not that log, dude. I'm talking about the
I don't want to
plane
say
log.
that, dude, so many.
Jeez.
And it's crazy. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just crazy stuff, man.
It is. No, you got money. You got the power.
First comes the money. When can I have the money?
Yeah, like first comes the money, then comes the power.
So wait a minute, are you saying that's going to be that's your?
So if you win the lotto, you're gonna.
These are your heroes. That's how you're gonna do it.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna have my own little island, but I'm not gonna invite anyone. I'm just gonna be there by myself.
Oh my gosh, dude!
You're just saying that on air for accountability purposes, right?
No, just because
nobody will be there. I promise. Wink.
I hate people.
And it's true. Like when you have money and you're a celebrity, you're a star, or whatever. At first, they're surprised when they get in trouble. They think, "Oh, that's it. My career's over." But then they realize, like, "Nah, don't worry about it. We got this."
The attention span of people is like there'll be something shocking in about 2 hours, so they'll forget all about it.
And then all of a sudden, they get used to that style. Yeah. That it gets worse. They start getting, they're like, rape one woman, and they figure, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm gonna be in trouble." And then they cover it. And they realize,
Well, Danny Masterson.
Yeah, dude, that was a shocker for me, man.
It was, but the fact that the Church of Scientology helped cover that up is even. Wow, dude.
So can you imagine Tom Cruise, dude? Dude,
Tom Cruise. You know what? I don't think Tom Cruise would do anything like that because he's just psychotic. Like, honestly, there's something wrong with the guy. There's a reason why Christian Bale based Patrick Bateman on him.
Psycho, yeah.
That's that psychosis, dude, that he has. And I mean, I love his acting.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
There's something strange about him.
No. I mean, is it a fact that he based?
Oh,
yeah. He said it.
100%.
He said it.
I'm not lying.
Like,
Christian Bale studied Tom Cruise in interviews
for
his portrayal of Patrick Bateman.
That was a crazy. Psycho. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for because he never believes my
Yeah,
facts.
no, that's a true story.
No, no, you're. I always believe your facts. I just always want to know more about them
Yeah,
because
well, that's it.
you know.
That's all he said in interviews. He said it openly. I don't think they like each other.
Who knows? Then they never came out in a movie together either, right? No,
Not
don't
that I can think of. No.
That would be crazy.
That'd be
They make
crazy.
a movie together.
I know.
They imitate each other.
So you base Patrick Bateman on me, huh? And then he gives him that weird smile with his empty eyes, with those glassed over eyes that he has.
Yeah, no
Ugh.
kidding, dude.
That guy's crazy. But
That's
I love his
interesting.
movies.
Okay, so it says here that Christian Bale was inspired by Tom Cruise's 1999 interview with David Letterman
Yeah.
when developing the character of Patrick Bateman. So he has this, I want to see that interview because there
Dude.
must have been some interesting stuff in that.
Oh man, it's
Wow.
true.
His interviews are always interesting.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't believe he'd be like. He's a different kind of villain if you think about it. Like Tom Cruise, there's something different about.
I mean, and before I found out that he was imitating Tom Cruise, I saw the movie again and I'm like, oh shit, it's Tom Cruise. I was like, wow, dude, that whole information, about the CD, back in the, I was like, whoa, that's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise. It's mannerisms and everything.
And then when he goes to the cleaners, and he's arguing with the lady, I'm like, oh, that's Tom Cruise.
That's Tom Cruise. But yeah, Danny Masterson. That was
one.
That was a trip, man.
And I have the whole season of the 70s show.
I have it on DVD. The whole
And
thing.
I'm like, dude, when I found that out, I was like, man, dude.
I love the character Stephen Hyde, dude.
Oh,
Great
dude,
character.
he is fun. He has great comebacks.
Yeah, that show was great.
Yeah,
That show
I
was
compare him to my best friend because he's the same way. He's like, dude, he's just chill, doesn't say much.
But he says a comment.
But
You
he
should
says
have
those
him-
comments.
You should have him on the show, dude.
I should tell him. I told him. I talked to him the other day, and
Yeah.
I told him
What's
like,
his name?
dude, Santiago.
Listen, you have an invite to come on the show.
But see, the thing is, here's the thing. He's gonna have to like hold it in because he likes to cuss.
Nah, that's fine,
But,
dude. I have a plan now. It doesn't matter. I know Enrique wants us to stop, but
I really
Well,
do,
I
just
think-
because I want to take this seriously at some point. But hey, whatever. My
my-
opinion don't matter.
yeah.
But yeah, I think
don't matter.
man, dude, he's like that. So he literally is like Hyde. You'll say something, and that's how. Compared to the way I was before,
Yeah.
now I kind of twist everything, sexually. So like, oh, that's what she said. Like, and if you say log, I'm like,
Yeah, you laugh, but
And the thing is, now we catch each other doing that. The same thing with our other friend, because it's three of us. Santiago, our friend Julio, he lives in Arizona. He moved to Arizona, but we still, and it's us three.
how'd you guys meet?
I met. So we went to a birthday party in El Torito. Our friend, that my wife and I know since she was young, from church, and she showed me a picture like, oh, this is my boyfriend, and I saw him like, who the heck is this guy? Freaking wearing earrings, what the heck, But he was like that punker, kind of.
Hey, I had earrings in high school.
So I don't know. The thing is, we met for the first time, and we just got along. I don't know. We just got along. We started calling each other. Hey, what's up? Hey, we would hang out, and then we kept it more like a couples, like my wife and I, him and our friend, and then we met our friend. I met, Julio, which I only heard his voice through Halo because we were playing the Halo games, and he was based off in Hawaii because he was in the army. And then when I met him for the first time, I was like, what the hell? Okay. And then that's it. From then on, we always just hung out.
Clicked.
We couples, our friend ended up getting with him, another friend of ours. And we just clicked, all six of us. Every time we'd go out, have a drink, go to a bar, go to Kelly's in Downey.
Kelly.
When it was the original, not all karaoke lights and stuff. It was like when
They
it
have
looked like
karaoke now?
it looked like a shithole.
Yeah, that's
Where it was
what I used to go to.
Okay, that's when we went.
Wait, they cleaned it up?
Dude, it looks all high like not. You gotta look. They're promoting it like crazy now, but it's like now it looks too clean. It don't look like
So
a bar.
they no longer has the warped floor.
I don't know.
So the thing with because I go to both. I've been to both Kelly's and then the Glen, and this was pre and post pandemic because you really can track the change between them.
Mm-hmm.
During the pandemic, Kelly's was used as a speakeasy. It never really closed. Let's just say that.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
I imagine the owner.
Now you got them in trouble.
Nah, then whatever. It's what they can. I'm giving them more promotion is what I'm doing. They can suck my monster drink.
Kelly.
So, anyways, Kelly's is a cool place though. I like it. I one of the one of the waitresses there, one of the bartenders. She's also, I think, one of the like managers. Really, she's a really cool chick. I've known her for years because she used to work at the Glen. And so you've been to the Glen before, right? You know how like it looks very like Silver Lake, very Echo Park, like with the wooden floors and the wooden beams. And
remember, where's
I've never been
the
there.
Glen is on
Bellflower?
no, it's in Downey, but it's on Old River School Road and Reeves, I think. I don't know.
Oh, I think I know which one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
think I was there like 2001 maybe.
No. That's
No?
no. That's I don't. My memory history of the Glen started like in 2012, maybe
Oh,
2011,
then, no, I've never been there.
and then it was old and crappy. They had some other guy bought it, updated it, made it look really nice, and it's been successful since.
I gotta check it
Kelly's,
out.
on the other hand, was like kind of divish. And
Yeah,
and it's
Kelly's
cool.
was
I
divish. I
love
loved
dive
it.
bars. Who
Yeah.
doesn't? Like the Irish Tower that I go to now over in Bellflower is a super dive bar, but little by little they're kind of updating it as well. But it'll never be on par with like what the Glen or Kelly's is in terms of like that Echo Park look. And you know what I mean when I say Echo
Yeah,
Park? It
yeah.
looks like very hipsterish with the
Definitely,
wooden
yeah.
floors
Yeah,
and with the
I haven't
beams.
been there ever since. I mean, but I kind of liked, you know, I actually looked at that bar, even though it wasn't so dirty, but it looked like the CBGB bar.
Oh,
It was
I love
plain, no loud music, the pool table missing balls, you know, and
Wobbly.
the one toilet, you know. I mean, it just like it was a cool little place that we met up, and we went there, and yeah, and then from then on, it's just, you know, we still hung out, and we still to this day we all, you know, we all
Do you
still
think?
talk, and but yeah, Santiago. I mean, if he comes over, it'll be very interesting because that dude always finds a him and our friend Julio.
Yeah.
I always tell him, dude, they're the kings of comebacks, especially Julio. Dude, you say something, he'll twist it around and he'll come up with something right away that I end up laughing. I was just like, I just
That's cool.
can't stop. But yeah, but that's the friendship. Those are my two friends that I hang out with, which we'll probably hang out next week.
Sweet. That's nice.
But yeah.
I hang out with no one.
Oh, what, Enrique? What, dude? You don't hang out with?
Not really.
Not really.
He's unlikable, man. Like, look at him.
he
Have you
doesn't
have you
like me.
been?
All right, you know what? In that case, us three, we should hang out in Kelly's.
He does not. He.
I like
his-
karaoke, dude.
I love karaoke.
He loves karaoke.
Dude,
But
we
his
can-
schedule is always off with mine, and especially since I'm
Oh, yeah?
family man.
Uh-huh.
It's like most of the time I'm busy with.
I've
my kids.
invited him
Oh,
out. I mean,
man.
yeah, I've invited him out, but he just doesn't. Dude, you don't go out.
I don't.
Oh, that
He-
sucks.
he goes out
Oh,
with his
hey,
wife
Enrique.
and
Well, then you and me, dude.
We should go. I mean, I go.
And we'll send like pictures too. Hey, dude, look. You wish you were here.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. I really am.
You know what? Me too, dude. I could call my friend. Hey, dude, let's go to a bar. But
I like
it's like
hanging
that. It's like that video they show on Instagram where you're 20 years ago. You're singing, you're dancing, getting ready for the bar. Hell yeah. It's 9:00. Yeah, 10:00. I'm getting ready. And then 30 years later, you're like, you're in bed. You're listening to Murder Cast and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
That's getting old.
It's
That's how we do it.
Dude,
I don't want to drive.
Last night it was like 9:00 in my house. I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to go to bed, but my kid was like, "Hey, let's continue the horror movie marathon." I'm like, "All right, what movie you want to watch?" So I didn't go to sleep till like 12, but I like in my head I'm like, no, 11. Sorry, 11.
And
But
that's past your bedtime, isn't it?
pretty much. Like
Dude,
honestly,
did you guys used to get ready like at 10:00? You guys were ready,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
And times I used to go to the Saddle Ranch
Yeah,
at Universal.
Saddle Ranch.
Remember Saddle Ranch at Universal? Dude, that was a place with the Adios, you know, the Adios drinks.
Yeah. I used to
And-
go to the Crazy Girls on Sunset and La Brea. That
Oh,
was
really?
my spot because they had the best zombies, dude. They really did.
Crazy girls. What is
Crazy
that?
Girls. What was that one?
It's a wannabe strip club, but it's like not topless. It's just a bikini bar.
I've never
Crazy
been
Girls.
to. I've never been
Crazy
to.
Girls? A 20?
I've never been to.
you know
a strip bar.
what's around the corner? I don't know if you heard of that place. And that's the street I live in. Jumbo's, Clowns.
Jumbo's Clowns? Yeah.
That's where I live, dude. That's how far I live.
That's on
Hollywood
that's-
and Normandy.
Yeah, but that's on the other side, right?
Huh?
That's by Wackos.
I don't know where Wacko's is.
I gotta take you to Wackos. You'll love Wackos. I've
Really?
taken you to Wackos.
It's like by the Tiki Bar.
Never
Tiki
been
room?
there, never
Tiki
heard of it.
room?
It's before Contiki.
Oh, then I don't know.
It's way before. It's by the
Dude,
Vista.
the many years that I lived in Hollywood, I still haven't been to so many places.
Okay,
I live by the Geisha House.
Oh my god.
Not the Geisha House. The Black Dahlia House, the murder
Oh,
house.
the murder house.
I live by that.
That's cool.
Okay.
Damn.
We gotta do something with that. I don't know what. We gotta do something with that. Our horror movie stuff is our
You-
Halloween episodes are coming up. We're gonna
You've been
put-
to The Museum of Death, right?
Yes.
Well,
I
the new
went there.
location?
Not the new one. I went to
cool.
the original Ivan. where
Yeah.
they
There's a
used
hidden
the-
studio in the back,
Oh, there is. That's
a
pretty cool.
recording studio. Yeah.
I remember. I still have my ticket stub from the original. Was a little.
I have the same
Thing
thing.
and-
Where it's like
Oh,
a
yeah?
black. It's a black stub with a skull face on it.
Yeah,
and
it's a tombstone,
yeah,
headstone.
Mhm.
Whatever, yeah.
What
So-
did they do there?
So the Museum of Death is they have like little rooms dedicated specifically to different modes of death. Like one of them is all serial killer correspondence from the owner of the place. There, and he has like a bunch of clippings and like also like detective notes and stuff. And they put it up. They had them like splashed on the wall. So you'd walk in, you see that, and then through the door there would be like this long hallway. And there they had like a mock setup of somebody on an electric chair. And somebody who's like on, like, I guess in the firing squad, and they had a video talking about like the Chinese death by 1,000 lashes or by 1,000 cuts or something like that. So the whole thing was just meant to sort of like just show off like death, and each room was like tailored to that. Oh, there was one about embalming and like funeral practices, and then they had a whole setup of like Heaven's Gate, the cult. Do you remember that? They had like they had like a little room, and they made it look just like
I remember that
on the
one.
day, like how it would have looked on the day where all the people killed themselves. Basically, had the bunk beds that they had
Oh,
bought.
that's right.
They had like two bodies. They looked.
Black
They were
Nikes?
dressed. Yeah, they were dressed like They were dressed
All
in
black.
whatever the Heaven's Gate people wore. They had like a little TV playing with the video that the main leader was playing as, they were all killing themselves, and you can see the Kool-Aid or whatever drink they had right there. It's crazy. It's just
And the Nikes and stuff.
there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the
Nike
new
Cortez.
location, dude, very nice.
Do they still have?
Wow.
I want to say Christian Death, but it's not. But it's
Yes.
similar to that. The suicide of the singer.
Not Christian Death. It was what's his name?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. They had it's Gigi Allen.
Gigi Allen.
They
yes,
had Gigi Allen.
Yeah.
And actually, no. You know what? They do have Christian Death. You're right. They also
Do
have
they?
like a little
Okay.
display about him. But Gigi Allen is the main one
He has it. He's there now
because they
still?
have videos of like all his shenanigans.
Kind
So
of shenanigans.
I don't know if you're familiar with Gigi Allen. Okay, so Gigi Allen was that guy was a shitty human being. He was a
Yeah.
terrible person, but he
I'm
was
pretty sure my wife knows.
he's very famous because he was the lead singer of some punk band, right? And he would do horrible things on stage, like to himself.
Horrendous.
He would like defecate. He would pee
Self-mutilation.
semen. Like he would jack off and he would like everybody was there for it.
He would defecate, grab it in his hand, and put it in his mouth. Just this weird stuff.
And he would hurt people, too.
yeah.
You did that
Okay,
one?
I've seen this guy. Yeah.
And the guy was a hero. Like he was like everyone loved him. He'd go out on the streets, people follow him around, and he'd be doing like crazy things. And I mean, the guy was nuts, man. God, man, the decline of the Western civilization started with Gigi Allen.
I agree, dude. That guy was crazy.
But,
I was wondering if they still had that on there. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they do. They got that, and they've actually expanded. It's really nice, man. You need to go to the new location. It's much nicer looking. It's 2 stories, and it's a lot bigger. But they still have all the different rooms with all the different stuff. And the reason I bring that up is because they had the Black Dahlia. They have like a bunch of the evidence of the Black Dahlia. They have like
I think my wife's gonna want
pictures
to
and
go
everything.
now.
You should
Yeah.
go. And then right across the street, there's a Trejos Tacos, so you can make a whole day of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. You should. It's worth the visit.
Yeah. Like I think my wife, she's so into the murder
I
cases.
think most wives are. 'Cause my
Dude,
wife
I
is
don't know
totally
what
into
it is, man. She falls
This
asleep.
episode of the Ouchcast is brought to you by the Museum of Death.
She
I'm just
chopped
kidding,
off her
I wish.
head and drank her blood. It's like, and she was like super excited when she found out that the Black Dahlia is right around the corner.
Yeah,
and it's like, what?
Is your wife like mine, where like you would tell her like, oh, like you're watching an episode of like 2020 or something, and they mention a murder, and then
Yeah.
she knows the whole case by
No,
heart?
she's seen.
So she goes like,
she's
oh
seen
yeah,
it
I
all.
know that
Yeah.
case. Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah,
I already
blah.
read it.
Yeah.
She likes to listen to podcasts, and whatever story they mention, she likes to watch a documentary about
There
it.
is a reason why murder podcasts are the number one
Well,
topic.
now they're doing movies about them. Right? So like the Jeffrey Dahmer Monsters, right? It's called Monsters. They did the Jeffrey Dahmer. Now they're doing the Menendez
which
brothers.
just came out.
Did you guys know what's next?
No. Oh wait,
Ed Gein.
Ed Gaines with
Charlie
Hunnam.
Hunnam.
Yeah,
And I'm
Who's
like
Charlie Hunnam?
the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Jax.
And he's gonna play like
Ed Gein.
Gein. Yeah.
I can see. I was when you said Ed Gein, for some reason I was thinking of the guy who dressed up like the clown.
No, that's
it's a
Ed
completely
Gacy.
different guy. Yeah,
That's
sorry,
Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, no, Ed Gein. I know Ed Gein. He's the guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's next on those episodes too. But yeah, Ed Gein. He is the one that it was kind of what was that word?
He was a
Because of him, they came up with Silence of the Lambs,
Silence of the Lambs,
Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's all him, yeah.
This dude would go ahead and
for all that stuff.
I mean, this dude was
crazy.
crazy.
It started with actually him getting corpses and doing stuff like that. Then
Dead corpses, he would get dead corpses.
Well, alive corpses would be kind of scary.
I think he murdered 2 women.
Three.
Three?
I think
Okay.
three. Three.
And there's a documentary on.
There's a few. There's a book. There's a couple of books.
MGM Plus.
Oh, I don't know.
And it's called The Lost Tapes of Ed Gein. And you actually hear him in an interview. The cops are interviewing him, and he's just chill.
There's 2 that I would love to watch a movie of. And my number one favorite is H.H. Holmes.
Right.
H.H. Holmes is like the best. And then the other one is Albert Fish.
Wait a minute. When you say the best, like define that. Let's be careful here with our making
the best as in the worst villain.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
See, when I was in high school, like I was a guy who was like really into serial killers, and more because of it was like fascinating. I was scared of him. So definitely fetishized the whole thing. Who didn't? Do you guys remember Time Life released those books, and each of them documented different serial killers? This was back in the day, and I remember wanting to buy those, but my dad wouldn't get them. We were poor, but I would get them from the library and I would read them. So I mean, I was all about that. But as I got older and became more human, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm messing.
It happens when you have a child.
I think so.
Because
and if you care about your child, because like I don't believe. If you care about your child, because I don't think everybody suddenly becomes a better human because they love their kids. Unfortunately, I have too many kids in my school that have parents that maybe on some level love their kids, but they don't
know how to show it.
They don't. Well, it's worse than that. They don't have the capacity to show it, and unfortunately, they mess up their kids, and so lots of horrible things happen in my school to these kids, and I won't get into it on air just because I respect the privacy, but it's horrible. I can tell you some stories that'll break your guys' hearts. Anyways, so what happens is whenever I think about serial killers, because I'm still fascinated by it. I was actually going to plug this really great podcast called just Serial Killers on Spotify. It's a Spotify exclusive. And
I would not be surprised if my wife listens.
Probably. It's one of the best ones. Does. And on there, they actually talked about H.H. Holmes and Albert Fish. Albert Fish is the more interesting one. He's the one that he's the one that he
would eat children and write to their parents and they were delicious.
Wow. Exactly.
And when they caught him, he had a bunch of needles inserted into his scrotum.
No,
X-ray. He had hundreds and hundreds of needles.
And if you want to hear those stories,
psychotic about that guy.
Yeah, if you want to hear those stories, and this podcast, Serial Killers, is fantastic.
Go to Serial Killers because I'm not going to.
There we go. She has a new bedtime story.
It's great, and they're usually like 30, 35 minutes long. But dude, honestly, I very much enjoyed.
I'm going to tell you right now, the podcast will not do justice to H.H. Holmes. I highly recommend a book called Depraved. That's all about H.H. Holmes. Depraved. It is an amazing book. I bought it years ago. I had it for a long time. I lent it to someone back in 2010 and I never got it back. I got to stop doing that.
His name's Adrian?
Mora or Estrada? Depends.
Mora, man. And by the way, I figured out. I remember on the podcast we were talking about he stole something. I remember now what it was.
Oh my God.
It was the Street Fighter cartoon movie. Do you remember the first one they ever released?
Yes.
Really? I bought that for $20 from the convention.
He sold it probably. That's how he bought his house.
It was
for his truck.
Yeah. It was a bootleg one, mind you, because like that's all you can get at these conventions at the time. Yeah. Everybody was selling bootlegs of everything. Like
that was a thing.
And so I bought it for $20 at the time. Dude, $20 in 1994 was a lot of money, dude. Oh, yeah. Put it this way, I am not in my senior yearbook because I couldn't afford the money to pay for the sitting. So if you go and see like the picture of all the people in their cap and gowns, I'm not there because I couldn't afford it. So I'm on the honorable mentions in the back of that page. And so that bastard stole my Street Fighter
$20
movie.
in 1994 is like equivalent to $42.
There you go. My dad was very generous and gave me $20.
Dang, you rich, man.
Give me back my Street Fighter cartoon, you bastard.
Yeah, no, so I mean, hey, Halloween's coming up, guys, and that's when all the Murderino stuff comes out. And dude, my wife and I, we literally went to Vegas to see two chicks talk about murder.
Is it
My So-Called Murder, I think?
No, My Favorite Murder.
My Favorite Murder.
My wife.
You were there too, dude?
Them. No. No.
She joined
my wife wants to go, but
she joined the club.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what?
Stay sexy, don't get murdered and all that stuff. Okay, my wife like praised them and I tried listening to it, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I could see why it's popular.
Yeah.
With what's her name, Georgina and Karen or whatever the names are. I don't know, but I could see why it's popular. But the fact is that whole talking over each other, and the whole inside jokes that are not explained on the air, it really got to me really fast.
Bro, that sounds too much like us, you piece of poop.
I know you were gonna say that. But it's not. Trust me, they're worse. They're a lot worse.
Yeah.
No, listen to it and then come back and tell me.
There's literally, Robert, you have to understand that we've been doing this for 4 years now, and I've gone back to episodes and like I listened to it, and it's exactly what you just said. We're either talking over each other, and we're making inside jokes about like stuff from like Bell Gardens and where we lived, and I'm thinking like I was the guy always like saying, hey, like, we got to give context. So that's why when he just said earlier about giving context about the P Diddy thing, in my head I'm thinking, dude, don't you know me? Of course I'm going to give context. I get mad when we don't. But that's exactly it. But I you know, that's probably why I don't listen to that podcast. I think I might have heard of it, like and listened to it for a little bit, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. The reason that I like the other one that I plugged was because it's a guy and a girl, and they spend a lot of time not just recounting like the stories, but they also give you the references where they get it from, and they do it very concisely. And they even do kind of like a pseudo non-medical analysis of like the psychology of it, based off of like, you know, the books and the readings they did, which that's what I'm all about. I love that like kind of deep dive kind of approach, even though they only do it like in 30-minute time frames, which is perfectly fine with me.
I mean, the difference when you go see them live, I don't know if they still do live shows, who knows, but from that one time that we went, they literally talk about, I guess they choose 3 murder stories. They tell the story.
A local murder.
Oh, that's how they do it? A local
murder, a famous murder, and then a cold case.
Okay,
that's cool. I gotta check that out.
So then they go ahead and they show like and then the letter there, and here's the letter, and they show the letter, and then here's a murder scene, and they show the photos, and it's like, whoa. It's more like, okay, interesting. Even though like, and it was cool in Vegas because, you know, my wife and I were like already in the drinks, like, oh heck yeah, you know.
Enrique passed me his phone to show me the
book.
Is that
this
the one?
is the book, but that's a different cover, so that might be an updated.
Maybe that's even better.
And I'm so angry because it says here $22.99. You know how much I bought it for at Barnes & Noble? $7.99.
Yeah, well, because you bought it like forever ago when it was first released, right?
I also got the first edition.
But I think I'm gonna get the Kindle version so I can read it.
That would be better. You know what's funny though? Like, I love reading. I haven't been able to read a book in like 3 years because my eyes are so bad and my glasses don't work properly. So I've been doing the Kindle thing and like blowing it up, or the Apple books and blowing it up, because that's the only way I can read.
My wife has like hundreds of books. Not hundreds. I think she has like 100 and something.
I just
books.
wish there was a way that you could send it to other people.
Like share it.
Yeah,
I don't
wish
know.
there was a way, but I mean, you can't unless you're like.
No, she loves that Kindle. I gave it to her.
I gave my mom a Kindle years ago, but I use the tablet.
But technology now, like, it's not just in the Kindle. Now you can get it on your phone, you can get it on your tablet, you can get it on computer.
It's pointless in here. I need it on my tablet.
Yeah. Well, obviously you can read it on your phone.
Just download the Kindle. Yeah. Oh, what, he's calling or what?
No, just that thing.
Why is Doyle picture on your phone?
Because I have all everything from the show.
And it cycles through.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, because it goes Angel's phone. Like when it turned on, it was Doyle's like young face. That's hilarious.
You know what it is? It's because it's the one where I did him with the meme with his hands crossed, like he's like mad, like, you know that one.
Yeah.
Meme? It's that, but for some odd reason it just focused on his face, and I'm like, it kind of kills the joke.
That's pretty funny.
I gotta fix it.
That's pretty funny.
But anyway, what were we talking about? That threw me off.
Depraved. Depraved. And
someone's calling you. You should answer it.
It's look at my son's school.
Yeah.
Is he in
now? No. So these are calls. We get calls like, "Oh, newsletter. What's up, family?" And that's cool. But talking about murders, that's cool. So he goes to John Marshall High School.
I've heard of that.
And the stairs in front of the school, that was where the last photo of the Black Dahlia was taken.
Oh, really?
That she took a picture there in front of the stairs, and then after that, she was gone.
And I know off of the 105 is actually her murder site.
I don't know.
It is. I have the address somewhere in my notes. Yeah. And I drove by years ago on one of my job site visits and stuff, and it's like a rundown apartment hotel thing or something now.
It is.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's funny because that's where her body was dumped. Dude.
Cut in half.
That's another story that I wish they made properly, because that Black Dahlia movie was
they didn't really
POS.
Yeah, it's like it was a total different story.
It was a totally different story.
They showed little clips of her. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
but it was not
It was not what I expected at all. And then the whole twist, and that it was the famous people, the rich people who killed her, and
Yeah.
the one that Ramona Street is named after or whatever. I was just like, oh, dude,
Well, what's the current theory of the Dahlia? What do you know it?
last I heard it was either they think it's a Navy man that was dishonorably discharged or a Marine, something like that. That's the last thing I heard because he had attacked a girl overseas and he had a history of violence with women.
I mean,
And
because what he
was-
did to her was like
Yeah.
barbaric.
Wait, so they're saying it was a Navy man?
That's what I heard.
I thought it was a doctor.
No, that was one of the theories that it was a botched abortion and that he just basically like just did that to like
Because they're saying
blow 'em
because
off.
of what I know that the cuts that
Or
she
surgical,
had
yeah.
are very surgical.
Yeah, but they think that's just just
Yeah. Ooh,
red herring,
Well,
but
that's something.
I've
My
heard-
wife would
I've
probably say, "Nope, you're wrong."
Yeah, I don't know. That's the last I heard. I really have not followed the Black Dahlia case since the movie came out because I'm like, this piece of
Yeah.
crap. I don't want to know anything about it anymore.
You know, my wife, she's so, like I said, she's so likes all the murder, all the murder stuff, right? And she
Yeah.
knows. And I told her, honey, because she's a smart woman. I told her, you should write a book, dude. We'd be rich,
Robert,
and I'll be nice to know you guys.
Robert, blink right now if you're in trouble.
No, I'm not.
Um,
If I go missing, guys,
I tell my wife all
You know
the
what
time.
happened, all right?
I tell my wife, I go, see, your wife and my wife are doing the same thing. They're studying all these cases
yeah,
to
I know,
learn how to
dude.
get away with
And
it.
it's funny because
That's
she
what it
does
is.
that. She does that with me. Like we mess around it, and she'll be like, I tell her like, hon, if I go missing, they'll know it's gonna be you. And she's like, I don't think so. They're not gonna know.
Yeah, she has too much.
Not if she does it right.
She has an
She
encyclopedia
knows
of
how to,
history.
she knows how to how to clean blood and how to cover it. And I'm like, what? Like I'm scared. But no, like I tell her,
Enrique is a smart
I
one.
guess
He's-
ever
he's
since the
single.
pandemic, though, ever since that pandemic, a lot of women are like listening to these cases and they solve them.
It was before that.
Was it?
It was before.
I thought it was
shortly
a
before that.
new thing
It
because,
was like 3 or
dude,
4 years before that.
cases are getting solved by regular
Housewives,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And that is freaking awesome. I'm like, wow, dude, it must. And what the detectives are like, I don't know. They just have nothing
Obsolete
better.
soup.
Yeah. Oh, that was an easy one. We just
Oh.
didn't. We had other things to do.
We were too busy over here with this can of toothpaste.
Yeah.
We had figured
Right now,
that out.
especially right now, we're in the middle of the P Diddy
Scandal.
so we got better things.
I
to do,
have to
you know.
count baby oil bottles. So,
So-
I'm like halfway through. It'll be another 2 years.
Man, you just need to just stop whacking
Dude,
it
imagine,
off, bro.
imagine,
Oh,
dude,
God.
imagine, dude, our wives solve a case. Holy cow, dude, that'd be
I
crazy.
better find some money
I'm
from
pretty
that. Shit. Babe, if you're listening, she doesn't listen.
Dude,
anymore.
I don't know. I mean, and I tell her like, hey, hon, you should write a book. I'm pretty sure your book would be a bestseller. You know,
She should do a
And
podcast.
I think that too. Dude. That would be awesome. But I don't know. She's shy sometimes. Honey, are you shy? But yeah, it's.
Did she listen to the last episode?
Yeah, we played it.
Oh,
She heard it. She was like, oh my god. She was kind of laughing in certain things. But then
At
of course,
certain things.
yeah. But then of course, yeah. We arrived at because I showed it to her when we went to go get the car.
Okay.
So then, like from there, we cut it short. But my friends heard it.
Yeah,
And
what
they,
did
were
they
like,
tell you?
they were like, not bad. I won't say nothing, because
Just tell me.
really,
Yeah.
like, dude, that guy talks too much.
This guy?
I'm like, well, he's a smart guy. Like, he's a teacher,
Yeah.
and he has a lot of useful information, dude. He goes, oh yeah, but it's like he goes deep into detail on things. I'm like, yeah, I know. Well,
That's
how
the
he
good
is.
part.
That's the good
That's how we
part,
learn.
That's how we learn. But no, but other than that, dude. But then I told him the same thing. And it's like literally the same thing. Like, I was really more bummed out about my car.
Yeah.
Because
your mind was not
oh,
in it.
man, my mind was. And look at me now. I think I've put in more talking time.
Yeah, oh, you have. You definitely have. You were actually a lot more interesting. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
dude.
You're like, fucker. No, but yeah, I think a podcast of murder would be great for your wife. Or a book, maybe.
Yeah,
newsletter.
we'll see. Who knows what
Website?
she'll call it? Yeah, who knows? In the future, man, we'll see. But yeah, no, like, you guys want to hear a crazy story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, it's a Bell Garden story.
Okay.
So, usually when I get asked, oh, hey, Robert, how long have you been playing drums? When did you... For some reason, I always say when I was 6 years old. Oh, when I was 6 years old, And, how old were you when you played piano? Oh, I was 6 years old. And the thing is, so my parents had gotten a divorce. And I went ahead and I figured, like I missed my dad, and I think I cried for him, whatever. And my mom went ahead and called him and said, hey, you got to come pick him up. Fine. So he picked me up. picked me up, went over to pick me up on a Friday, went over to his apartment, and everything was like cool. Had carne asadas, in the night. Had some kids in the apartment building, and we were like played, had a good time. I had a tricycle, and that's when I jumped the ramps, with the tricycle. And then my dad would give me money to go to the liquor store down the street, and get some Cheez-Its, and ate some nice snacks, whatever, come back. And my dad gave me my first swig of beer, which is, I kind of thank him for that because that must be one of the reasons why I don't like beer.
It really, yeah.
And then I was, I called my mom just to talk to her. Then, as a kid, you're like, oh, okay, I got to go. Bye. You don't even have to, kids don't say, okay, see you, all right, talk. They just say, oh, I got to go, bye.
Walk away.
And then you hang up. Then I would hang out, watch TV. My dad would go to work, I guess, because he wasn't around. Then all of a sudden I call again, and it's my mom. And she's telling me, oh, you have a good time? You all right? I'm like, I'm fine. Yeah, everything's good. Oh, I got to go. Bye. Hang up. Then all of a sudden, the next day or so, there's a knock on the door. And there was this lady that cleaned the apartment. So then she answered the door, and there was these men, tall guys. They go ahead and they ask for me. And I go ahead and like, Roberto, I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right. And then they asked the lady, can you put his clothes in the bag or whatever? So I'm like, what the heck's going on? All the clothes I had was just a plastic bag. One plastic bag, right? So then get in the car, heading, I'm like, where are we going? I'm like, oh, don't worry, we're going somewhere. Sit down in a desk, and I'm like going, what's going on? And then I see he stands up, he's like, I'll be back. He goes away. And then I see him come back, and then my mom enters, and then my uncle enter, and they're in tears. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And they hug me, and it's like, what the heck is going on? What's going on? The thing is that my dad had kidnapped me.
What?
The twist, it just shows how a child, can't really tell, how long is a day, how long is, hours, whatever. In my mind, I was thinking it's a weekend.
Yeah.
Right? It was a weekend, when in fact I was gone for a month.
What?
I was gone for a month, dude. And I'm like, oh, and of course it didn't hit me. I don't know. This was years afterwards till I got older that my mom told me that, like in detail. Like,
Did your dad get in trouble for that?
I don't know. I don't think my mom even put charges or anything. She just said, you know what, let's leave it as is. Just, because my dad, I guess from then on, he never tried to contact, or anything. Didn't call me for my birthday, nothing.
So that was the last time?
That was the last time I saw him. And I think that's why for me it was a twist, because after that, it's like I was like my uncles and my family more like close to me, and I was getting, going out more with some friends, whatever. And then years later, okay, I go ahead and here's how it's a small world. That's when I started hanging out with the Adrians.
Uh-huh.
And, Adrian Webel, we started hanging out at his house.
Yeah.
But I always went to his house the other direction, like by where Suva is.
Yeah.
Went to his house, whatever, for years. One day I went through the other direction from Gage going to his house. Mm-hmm. And I'm driving and I see the liquor store that I used to go to. So I'm like, what? Wait a minute. And then the street over, that's Adrian's house. So literally behind Adrian's house was a liquor store. So I was like, wait a minute. Like, is that the liquor store I used to go? It all just came back. And I drove around. I did the turn. I saw the liquor store. I went one block down and I saw the apartments. They had a weird design, and they still had that design. I turned in that street. And now the thing is, I'm not sure which apartments it were because they all kind of look alike. But I was just like, holy cow. I was in Bell Gardens all along. The way they found me was by the phone calls. If I would have not known my grandmother's phone number, who knows how I would have been here right now.
Damn.
And the way I knew the phone number is because my uncles or my mom, I don't know, someone taught me.
Did you memorize it?
I memorized it as a song.
Mm.
So like, what was it? 310, not that the number exists anymore, but 310-9272-185. And I just sang it in my mind. They taught me how to sing it. And I sang it and I got the phone and I called. So the first time I called, my aunt answered. She was wondering what was I, but I didn't remember that. The second time, my mom tried to keep me on the line for that they can track it. And I guess I was on the line for quite a while that they were able to track it by the time before I hanged up. So they was just like, dude, like, what the heck?
So, but the relationship between you and your father? Did that ever?
It never came. You know, during the years, of course, my stepfather, which I gotta say, he was my father because he raised me, he taught me, you know, things that I know. But he even told me, if you want to see your dad, you know, we can investigate, we can look, you know, just to see where. Who knows, you know, it runs through my mind. But I guess the fear is, what if he's, you know, homeless or something, you know. I don't know how I would be able to take that. But
he's still alive.
I don't know. Dude, and I got two cop friends I'm curious. I'm like thinking of asking them, you know, but I think with just a simple birthday, I think with that, and I
just
would be
out
able
of
to
curiosity, it'd be something that I would look
it
into.
would.
Just,
you know,
you don't have to contact him.
Just
find
see,
out.
hey,
Closure.
You're alive. All right, good to know.
Closure.
You know?
That's it.
But I think I wouldn't be that guy like, you ruined my life, and I think I went way past that.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be like, you know, hey, so how you doing? Everything's good. You know, I'm pretty sure I have brothers and sisters. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because that fool had women.
You ever do the Ancestry.com, the DNA?
You know what? It's funny. My wife did that.
Yeah.
She did that. She goes, oh, let's get it. You know, let's get this tree. You know, I'm like, hon, why? Like, what's the point of it? Oh, I want to see my ancestors. She gets it, and her tree is like a branch. My tree is like a freaking tree. Like, it's just like, it goes way back. My grandfather's birth certificate, but nothing of my father comes up. That's just crazy, dude. This is weird.
What's funny is I did it, and from my dad's side of the family, they always said that we had Italian blood in us because someone in the family was named Manini, like last name Manini, and it was always a thing. They would be like, "Oh yeah, you know, Italian blood. That's why, you know, I have those traits or whatever." I did it. I have no Italian blood in me, but I do have Scottish or Irish.
Oh, Scottish!
Yeah, I have a lot of Scottish and Irish. So I'm thinking, not to talk shit about the Ortiz side of the family, but I'm thinking those morons that confused Italia with Ireland, like you know, Irlandia, Italia.
Yeah, Italia, Irlandia. Yeah.
But that's what I think it is. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm thinking, okay, that makes sense. But then where did they get the Manini name? So there's a lot of mystery on my dad's side of the family because I don't know a lot of them. I know a lot about the Salazars and that thing, like on the ancestry is like, yeah, that checks out. 30% Spaniard. Yeah, I have family in Spain right now, you know?
Yeah,
I have a lot of, you know, that. And then it's like the peninsula of Yucatan. Yeah, my dad's side. The Sinaloa side, that's my mom, you know, like.
But I think it was hard for my wife's family to be found because so my wife's family is from Guatemala and Salvador, and I guess records back then are not terrible. That easy.
No.
It's like paperwork.
I think the Civil War and everything else, they lost.
I think she found
stuff,
her grandmother's birth certificate, but it was like literally a piece of paper with pencil writing. I don't know. It was just like, you know, but it's all good, man. How you doing, Enrique? You're quiet there, dude.
Wait, what?
You're quiet, man.
Well, because I'm letting you guys talk. I mean, come on. I don't have anything to say. Listen.
You're damned if you're doing, you're damned if you don't.
No, you know what? Let me just put this out there because it's stupid. I've had this discussion with Angel and Doyle offline, and the fact of the matter, when it comes down to it, like, you know what? We have competing ideas of what this show is going to be. Okay? Angel does the fart jokes and he does all the stuff. Every now and then he brings in the trivia and the facts, and he tends to want to just do kind of the fun stuff. Doyle wants to get like a little bit more like serious, but he also knows that he wants it to be like
theological.
He wants it to be profitable, so then he tries to find what is interesting and what's topical at the time.
True.
So he balances it, and so Doyle usually goes into the long polemics, but he's very clear when he speaks, right?
Very precise.
And then when I talk, I take a lot of time to get down to my point because I'm usually figuring things out as I speak. I mean, my brain sometimes works faster than, you know, like than my mouth. And so I'm always kind of like trying to get to that point. And so it's fine. Like if people like think I talk too much, like honestly, they're not telling me anything that I don't already kind of contend with. It's just the way I deal with things. But when it comes down to it, I'm good. It's all right.
And if you listen to the old episodes, I interrupt a lot because I think I have ADHD, so I interrupt a lot. I've gotten better at it though, right, Enrique? Or no, not really.
No, you're actually really good. Yeah. We all have like the thing of it is that we've there's like our speaking voices on air, and then there's our voices not because I don't talk like this outside.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, I do still have the same issue when it comes to trying to figure out my words, but I mean, I'm not usually comfortable talking one-to-one with people. In general, in fact, I avoid it. Like, the reason I go to bars is because I just want to like sit there and drink my beer.
Dude,
and
we gotta
somebody
go hang
sits
out,
next
man.
to me. I just like,
definitely.
I'm just like, I go away. Like last week, I went to the bar with Erica and Jen. Remember I told you on a Friday? This guy starts trying to talk to us, and he's trying to talk to me, like, and so I'm like,
Hey,
I'm engaging in the
now.
conversation with him. No, because the guy just wants to like make small talk, and after a little while I'm thinking like, well, fuck, now I'm committed to this conversation. I really don't want to have it. So
I like
little by
your
little I'm
pants.
starting to be like talking like to like Erica, and the guy's still trying to like talk to us, but he's trying to talk to me because he wants to like hit on probably Jen, you know, and at some point I'm just like, okay, I just don't know what else to say, so I'm like, all right, done.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, that's just how I do.
I would just remember be like, cheers. Or I would tell them, skip to the end. So that is the show.
Well, we
I had a
covered
good
a
time.
lot. We covered a lot today, man.
Yeah, I don't even know where to get started.
I
It was
don't
pretty
even know
good.
either.
It was really good though.
Have fun
I enjoyed
editing.
it. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna put it as it is. No, I'm kidding. I have to edit. There's a couple of things I have to-
Really? You're gonna edit? I thought
I
you
always
don't.
edit. I take a lot of pauses, a lot of I take those
so
all
yeah.
the time.
So yeah.
No, when we first started, it was really bad. It was all
Really?
of us. We were like, a lot of filler words, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
But like, if you still listen, it's still there. But we've gotten better. We've gotten way better. But anyway, anything you want to plug before we go?
Not much. I don't know. I don't have nothing.
Butt plug.
But plug.
Enrique?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine who he used to have a podcast about musicals and it's like, and so I asked him if he wanted to come onto the show one of these days. He said he's down.
I would love to. You know, I'm a big musical freak, and as a matter of fact, I just saw.
You would dig Mark. Mark
Book
is
of Mormon.
Yeah,
I just saw Hamilton.
I know. Don't rub it in, dude. I had to Disney Plus it last night. No, the other night because I'm like, Robert saw it. I'm gonna Disney Plus it. And I put my headphones on and I was just doing my work and I have it. And I'm like, you know,
I gotta
not
say-
gonna take my shot.
I gotta say that it's totally different than the movie.
Yeah,
It's very, very interesting. The sound sucked, but
I heard that. I heard it.
yeah, the sound is really
I want to see
loud.
Beetlejuice a musical. I wanted to see it when it came around, but no one wants to go with me. You, I gotta take you because I know you love musicals. Maybe us three, maybe.
I'd
Because
go.
my wife is like, she says she'll only go to like 2 musicals with me. Other than that, she won't do it.
That's lame.
Have you tried the Hollywood Bowl when they play the movie? They play the music live.
No.
I did the Back to the Future one.
Oh,
Dude.
there's a musical Back to the Future, but remember,
Oh.
never make eye contact while eating.
Oh yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Hasta luego.